Welcome to AI in Action. My name is Bryan Goode, and today I'm thrilled to be joined by Laura Mason, CEO of Retail at Legal and General. Laura, welcome. I'm really excited to talk to you about your AI business transformation. So I know that L&G is a leader in financial services, and in fact, you're one of the UK's largest financial service providers, and that's why I love how the customer service transformation story really brings that to life. And this all began, as I understand, by unifying 17 legacy platforms into a single agentic biz app platform. And so, why don't we start there? And first of all, if you don't mind, why don't you just give us a quick overview of the retail division at L&G and the challenges that you faced?
Thank you, Brian. So, as you said, we are one of the leading financial services institutions in the UK. We protect around 12.5 million customers. And as you sort of alluded to, we have a number of legacy systems, partly because that's not unusual for a financial services company like ours, but also because we do three key things for our customers. So almost three different services or products, if you like. So we have our pension savings, workplace savings business, a retail annuities business, and also a protection business. So three quite different that linked products that we provide for our systems. And we've been doing that for, at least in the protection business, for 189 years. So actually, when you put that context in, having 17 legacy systems doesn't sound too bad.
That's right. Well, so transforming an organization as large as yours has got to be a big undertaking. And what was your vision as you embarked on it?
We are very much thinking about the customer service side of things, which, as you can imagine, um, given the businesses we operate in and the sort of changing demographic of people and how they want to interact with companies like ours, we wanted to build a customer service operation that used technology where it was appropriate and of course AI, which we'll come on into a minute, but also allowed human interaction wherever needed. So almost in terms of layers, making sure that the sort of operational the bits where technology can really do this for us painlessly, we do it using technology and AI, but also given the businesses we operate in, we do know that people sometimes still want to talk to humans. So for us, it was very much a sort of hybrid technology AI system. So our vision really was to get there so that customer journeys were as good and as efficient from our perspective as possible, but also from a sort of good a customer perspective too, in terms of how they wanted to interact with us.
So let's talk about the solution that delivers against this vision. So, how is Microsoft helping you achieve the vision?
The reason that we are, collaborating as we are with you is a few things. One, I think the almost integrated nature of the offering that we could work with you. So first of all, taking those 17 legacy systems and making almost a coherent, we refer to it as almost pane of glass that any of our team operating any of our systems will almost be able to operate one system and have a sort of seamless interaction with the system. I think when once that is in place, which is almost has been the first part of our transformation program, then we able to layer some of what Microsoft is now offering totally coherently with that. So whether that's your customer service offering, whether it's Microsoft Pilot, all of that can be seamlessly integrated to allow our teams to both interact, and then that your systems can start taking some of the bits of work that actually don't need a human to do it, that allow our human customer service operators to do what they do best, which is deal with customers when they're having a hard time.
And you mentioned it briefly there, but AI is obviously a big part of this story. How do you see it changing the way that your customer service teams work?
This is something that we feel very passionately about actually for our customers teams. This isn't about replacing them. It's definitely about allowing them to do the thing that they do best, which is that interaction with customers when they really need them. So we see the AI doing a lot of the back office side of things, but also starting to sort of proactively use agentic AI to really work out and recommend in some cases what the next best action should be, either to the customer or to our teams. But really, I'd say do the heavy lifting and almost, I suppose, support our customer operations team. So one of the things that we've been very cognizant of is, how do you identify vulnerable customers? Some of the Microsoft tools allow us to sort of, do sentiment analysis on both written text, on spoken words, so that to allow us, very quickly to identify where we might need a human, as well as doing some of the very obvious sort of back office type of work.
So much has been made around AI agents over the last few months, and certainly as you look forward into 26, it's going to be a bigger and bigger theme. Do you see a future where these AI agents can take on more autonomous roles inside your organization and maybe handle routine tasks? And I'm curious how that would fit with your human centric approach.
We definitely do. And I think for us, in some ways, this comes back to the sort of 70 legacy systems, but also the different types of information we have about customers in this particular case. So having actually agents to be able to, in parallel, extract that information from different places and then almost start to process the next bit of the task. So definitely that is a key part of it for us, and definitely some of the time consuming parts of people's jobs at the moment that almost feel like the sort of wasted time, if you like.
I know you're just getting started with this solution, but I'm curious to understand the impact that you expect both for your employees as well as your customers.
We talked to our teams about this over the last year or so, and I think there is now genuine excitement building about what these tools can offer as they're starting to come to life. Many of the people that come to work with us because they can see they can make a difference to customers in what they do. So actually taking, as you've said, Brian, some of the drudgery out of it so that they can spend that extra time really supporting their customer when they need it. So I think that side of things is genuinely brilliant for our teams. And I think then for customers, that I'm hoping is where some of our processes aren't good enough. And that you do see customers being, becoming frustrated, quite rightly in some cases, where, perhaps it's taken us too long to, I don't know, get a letter out or post a letter. And back to your point, we do see some of the agents now being able to sort of write letters for us and get that all printed. Probably not taken to the post office just yet in the UK, but we see that there will be better outcomes for customers as well, particularly those who perhaps have been on our books for a long time. Perhaps some of their data's in, metaphorically speaking, hidden in a corner digitally somewhere. That's where it will start to get better outcomes for customers as well. So we definitely see it supporting both good customer outcomes, but as you say, good outcomes for our employees too.
That's a beautiful vision. Faster responses to customers, happier employees. It's all a really beautiful thing. So, Laura, thank you very much for sharing your vision and your insights today. It's inspiring to see how you and your company are using AI to transform customer experience and while keeping the human at the center. So, I can't wait to see what's next. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Brian.